So the other day, on March 11th, 2026, I went on my first ever storm chase. If you could even call it a storm chase. It was more of just a chase because it was kind of lacking the proper storm part. Anyway, there was a pretty large slight risk for most of the eastern part of the United States. And if we flip to the tornadoes, there were two 5% hatched areas. I targeted the northern one, specifically here in southeastern Ohio. This was my first mistake of the day, of many, because if we look at the SPC's verification report, yeah, not a whole lot happened. Not to mention that if anything did actually happen, I wouldn't be able to see it. That'll make more sense later, so let's get into it.
Alright, so I'm currently on my way to today's 5% hatch storm target. I am definitely going to be late. Current time is 3:28 p.m. and I'm like maybe halfway there. My current goal is to get to Zanesville, Ohio, and then I'm going to forecast a better spot from there. Or at least attempt to, because I'm not very good. I'm not exactly sure what this is going to look like. If I see a tornado, cool. If I don't, then... well, hopefully I still see something cool. Really, I doubt I'm going to see a tornado today, but... you know, I can always hope. The good thing is, it is still early March, and I'm already out in the field. I have an entire season ahead of me, so something is bound to happen. I'm not saying that this is going to be my only chase of this season by saying this, but as far as tornado potential this year goes, March is looking like it might be about it for any high-level threats anyway. And so far, that's definitely posing to be true because today is currently March 11th. Yesterday was March 10th, and that was quite the interesting day to track. There's definitely a lot going on yesterday, and there was some devastating stuff in, I believe the correct pronunciation of the town is Kankakee, but in that area and eastward of it, it looked pretty devastating. But yeah, today is actually part of the same system that put that down yesterday. So this terrain is not the best, but I've also seen much worse, so I suppose we'll see what happens. I've just moved into an area where I can tell something has definitely passed recently. All of a sudden there is a lot more water than there was the entire drive here. I'm all of a sudden driving on wet roads. And I don't know if you guys can see that direction, but there is a ton of water over there. Like, that river is really high water right now. And if I put the camera back straight, that looks like a wall of rain ahead. And actually, maybe it's closer than I thought, because a little bit of rain is already here. Alright, so currently, the storm that I was originally attempting-ish to go for is tornado warned. So there is a possibility of a tornado warning storm today. That is a good sign, but, you know, I'm kind of far away from it. I'm hoping something ends up coming out of this stuff. I'm fairly positive it's just slop, though. Big rain starting already. Next time I go storm chasing, I'm definitely waiting until there's a target in a less hilly area, because this is kind of ridiculous, actually. Alright, here we go. This is a little more like it. Now I can see a decent amount, and it's a little... actually, it's a lot more of an open road. I'm not sure exactly what I'm seeing ahead of me, but kind of not a lot to see, but it looks interesting. Yeah, I'm driving through mostly slop right now still. Kind of pretty to look at, but there's not a lot to look at. It's also hard to see over all the trees out here and stuff. Like, you know, it's just all trees. There's nothing really to look at here. Alright, now that we have an opening a little bit, it's I can see a little bit more, but it's still pretty sloppy. I can't tell what I'm looking at. I wonder if this is what it feels like to storm chase in Dixie Alley. Probably something close to it. I have lost all visual on basically anything now. It's just all gray, nothing. I can't see anything in this. My gosh, I have to go slower. There's no wind really at all, at least, so that's kind of nice. Just a whole lot of water right now. I just saw a flash of lightning. It wasn't recording, of course, but I know I'm in actually a storm now, so that's nice. It's not just some rain. We do have lightning somewhere. I promise I saw some, I'm not lying. Ugh. That was a lot of water. My goodness. Alright, so here's where I'm at right now. The only warning out here is a flash flood warning, or is that a normal flood warning? Yeah, no, it's a flash flood warning, but that's a lot of rain. So my goal is not to get caught in that, because I honestly doubt there's gonna be any tornadoes out of this anymore. I mean, like, the only tornado warning in the entire country right now is in Texas, and that's a whole lot of nothing. But yeah, there's literally nothing out here. I'm thinking I should just head home at this point. Yeah, this chase was, I guess it's worth a shot to make my first attempt at a real storm chase. Who am I kidding? This isn't a real storm chase. I saw 2 lightning strikes and some rain. Thanks for watching, I guess. I'm going home.
And go home is exactly what I did from there, which is when I would soon realize that I made a much bigger mistake than just choosing a bad target area for the day. For whatever reason, it didn't occur to me to make sure that my car would be in working order when a lot of water would be thrown under the hood. And as you can see in this next clip here, my foot is to the floor and I'm not going hardly anywhere. The cause of this was water getting into the wiring of the mass airflow sensor, and when anything gets thrown off with a mass airflow sensor, it will mess up the entire car because the engine won't be getting the right amount of air it needs compared to how much fuel it's getting, and it will either drown the engine with fuel or starve it. So yeah, luckily there was no major engine damage or anything like that, but I couldn't drive my car for 2 days. Well, I probably could have, but I didn't because I wanted to wait until I could get it repaired. But it is back in working order now, so there's no big issue. And the wiring is actually done correctly this time. Not even joking, the old wires were so bad, they literally just took 2 wires and taped them together with electrical tape. It was one of the worst wiring jobs I've ever seen. But yeah, anyway, you live and you learn. So hopefully next time I go storm chasing, hopefully things will turn out a lot better than how this day went. But you know what? For the first ever attempt I've had at a storm chase, I'd say it went pretty well. It was a good learning experience and I had fun. So I don't really know what else there is to say. So yeah, that is going to do it for this video. I do hope you guys enjoyed, and this is definitely a different video, but I had fun making it. So I really do hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.